episode 3895, Raising Kids with Kind Hearts.
Moms, it's time to rediscover, rejuvenate, and renew who you are in mind, body, and spirit. Welcome to Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie, the show to help you do just that. Here's your host, certified life coach, personal trainer, and nutritionist, Christiane Wargo.
Happy day. I hope you're having a fabulous holiday weekend. Oh yes, it's Thanksgiving here in the US of A. And guess what? I hope you don't have turkey coma. Like seriously, eating too much turkey, not a good idea. So we're going to focus on Confessions of an Upset Mama, Raising Kids with Kind Hearts. For those of you who are brand new to Create Your Now, welcome to this incredible family. I'm so delighted of your presence. If you already even had the opportunity, you want to head on over to createyournow.com, where you can learn more and sign up for the K.I.S.S newsletter, the Keep It Simple strategy, everyday solutions to live, love, and impact. Well, this episode is brought to you by AIM, Inspiring Connection and Community. Well, I hope you had plenty of turkey and mashed potatoes and gravy and green bean casserole and anything else, whatever it was. Maybe you had brisket or a ham or lamb, or maybe you didn't have any of that and you had a salad. Fabulous. I just hope that it warmed your heart and you made further connection. I think that's important when we think about raising our kids. We've got to be raising kids with kind hearts filled with gratitude that really feels like an uphill battle at times, but we've got to do it anyway. And it's sometimes a battle and a fight that we just are like, I'll give up on it. Not a big deal. It's not worth it. Oh, mama, it is so worth it. And I get it. It's no secret that screens dominate their attention, right? Our kiddos, their heads buried in their phones or their tablets, tuning out the world around them. But it doesn't have to be that way. They can have kind hearts filled with gratitude. And what we've got to know is that we make a difference in their life. And if we let kids do what they want with technology and just like, well, it's all right, this will get them by so I can just have my own time, we got to be on their side because it is our responsibility. They're our blessing. And a lot of times on Thanksgiving, we're thinking about everybody else, but what about the generations to come, the generations within the privacy of your own four walls? How are you raising your kids? Because if you let them do what they want with technology, many are going to struggle to grasp what it really means to be kind, respectful, and thankful. I mean, this texting thing, I get it. It's nice, it's fast, it's great, but an emoji can mean 1,000 different things. And what happened to picking up the phone and calling someone? You know, it's much faster. I love it now. My kids are like, oh man, I could just pick up the phone and call mom, and I can do it much faster than going back and forth and taking 12 different text messages where it could take literally less than 90 seconds. But we think, oh, it's much faster. No, it's not. But we get stuck in technology. We get stuck in, oh, this works. And to a degree it does, but not to the full degree. And we've got to look at the whole picture. We also have to understand, mom and dad, that parents aren't always present either, right? We're not. We get caught up in our own whirlwind, our own to-do list, our own, I want to binge watch this show, or I just need a time to breathe. What about your kids? Because if both sides are disconnected, how do we break the cycle? How do parents show up fully as role models? How do you do it? Living kindness and gratitude instead of just preaching it and teaching it or trying to teach it. You got to model what you want to pass on. That is your Kids to Keep It Simple strategy. Model what you want to pass on. Because if you want them to stay buried in their phones, then stay on yours. I don't know what else to tell you. That's the honest truth. Because they're watching you. I know some clients and friends. My clients are really family. And I have a few sets of them that it's interesting how they tell me what their family life is like. And they'll say, I don't know, I'll be in the room and I'm just doing my thing. And next thing you know, they're yelling my name. Not mom or dad. They're yelling my actual name at the top of their lungs. And I'm like, okay, well, what did they do before that? Well, I don't know. So one of their assignments was to go home and actually listen and figure out why they were yelling. Eventually, they just asked their kids, and their kids were old enough, and they said, it's because you don't pay attention to me. I have to scream at you for you to hear me because you're doing whatever you want to do. Talk about a wake-up call. Model what you want to pass on. Because if that's what we're doing, if our kids see that and they see us interacting with them that way, what do you think they're going to do when somebody else calls out their name? Communication is key in this world. And let me tell you, we're not doing it well. Therefore, we're not connecting. And I can be guilty as charged too, not necessarily with my children so much, but I have probably hundreds of emails that come in a day. Not a week, a day. It's, to me, astronomical. I kid you not. It's about 400 to 500 emails a day. Some of them, it's because I subscribe to them, but most of them, no. They're unsolicited ones, and they just find me or whatever. And I don't mean to, just kind of trash some of them, but they end up in my spam folder, and I'm like, seriously, I don't have time for that. The others I want to be kind to and answer all of them, but you know what? Sometimes they fall through the cracks and I don't get them all answered. Why? Because I have hundreds a day coming in. And when they come to me, it's my email. Nobody else sees it. It's mine. I don't have an assistant who sits there and goes through my stuff. No, it's me. A lot of people think, oh, you've got someone handling that. No, I don't. And so I get what it is to have so much on your plate and you're still trying to run a household. Whether you work from home, whether you work outside the home, whether you're in the home and you don't officially get a paycheck, but you're a full-time parent, that's still a job. It's the most rewarding job ever. But we really have to look at how can we model what we want to pass on? What does it look like? What is that example? And how can we be truly present and set that example for our kiddos? Well, number one, ditch distractions. Commit to screen-free moments. If kids see you glued to your phone or laptop, just scrolling mindlessly, it sends this message that real connection is optional. You don't have to really see who's in front of you. You can pretend. The top of my head looks better than my eyes. Ooh. Yeah, think about that for a moment. The top of your head looks better than your eyes. I don't think so. You're going to see more grays the older you get, so no. Let them look at your eyes. And the first step is radical honesty. I mean, sincerely. Identify the pockets of time where you can switch off technology, turn it off. No notifications, no sneaky checks, nothing. Maybe it's dinner time, bedtime stories, or even a 15-minute walk or golden opportunities. These moments show your children that they have your full attention. That's how you model what you want to pass on. Presence breeds connection. And connection is the foundation of teaching kindness and gratitude. It shows your heart. It reveals it. But honestly, I think a lot of us are too hard on our own hearts. And therefore our hearts have been hardened. And we don't know what to do. We try to stiffen up our lower lip and we try to stand tall just to muscle our way through life. We put a lid on our emotions and feelings. We don't honor them. I'm not saying you get stuck in them, but you do really need to honor them. You got to be present. And when you're present, that allows you to connect on a relational issue. That's the foundation you're creating. Presence is connection. And without that presence, you're not going to have connection. And you wonder why our kids are struggling. Seriously. Stop and think about it. Look at it. Look at your own home. Number 2, practice open, intentional conversations. Being present means being more than physically being in the room. A lot of us are like, oh, I'm there. You're not there if you're scrolling. You're not there if you're binge watching your TV show, wherever you're, screening it. I don't care where it is. I don't care what service you're using. That service isn't helping you be a better parent. And it means engaging with your child on a real level. So ask questions that require more than a yes, no. Listen actively. Don't fill in their blanks. Let them finish their sentences. Because let me tell you, you're missing the story, the whole story. Think about how they're feeling, what they tell you. And then you can share your own honestly too. And say, this makes me uncomfortable, or I love what you're doing. Can we talk about this further? And if it is at a time crunch in your schedule and you're on your way out the door, something's happening, make sure you schedule a time. I'm not saying actually put it on your calendar unless if your kids are older at this point. But seriously say, can you and I talk about this when we come back from fill in the blank? Piano practice or softball practice or dance or gymnastics or basketball. Or maybe you need to wait until after finals, whatever it is. But make sure you come back to acknowledge what's happening. And then show them it's okay to express gratitude, not just as a polite word, but as a genuine feeling. When you talk about your day's frustrations or your joys, model empathy and thankfulness. Kids learn how to communicate kindness by seeing it modeled, not just hearing it preached. We can be great at our words, yelling and screaming to the point where they're doing the same to us, right? But are you modeling it for them? That's where they're going to grow because they see it in action. And then finally, number 3, choose actions over words every day. Kindness and gratitude aren't abstract concepts. They live in daily actions. You can role model these by doing small but intentional acts like saying thank you often, helping a neighbor, or admitting when you're wrong. I mean, if you've got little ones, like I'm talking littles, you're talking elementary, younger, you better be using your thank you, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. I mean, let's get some manners here. And it's not just because I'm in the South, it's just because of respect and being kind. We've got to bring that back into the home. Your kids should not rule the roost, you do. Show by helping out a neighbor or admitting when you're wrong. Man, when a mama or dad says, I was wrong, I'm so sorry. You know what? Those ears, they perk up from the kiddos. They're like, what did mom just tell me? I got to listen up. She never says this. It doesn't happen. Because what do we normally say? Whatever I say is right. You just have to go do it. Actually, sometimes what we say is wrong. So own it. Don't be afraid to own it. And then invite your children to participate in these gestures, what you're doing. Maybe you're helping out an elderly neighbor and you're picking up their leaves for them. Great. Invite your children to go with you to help. It teaches them what service looks like with actions. Also, you could be volunteering together, writing thank you notes, right? Take your thank you notes to the local hospital or the fire department or the police department and say, thank you so much. And you can do those on your own. It doesn't take a lot. Make the cards. Let me tell you, they will be so appreciated. Add some cookies to it if you want to. And during this season of year, why not? It's the holiday season. Give and be grateful. These are the practical experiences that stick with our kiddos beyond any lecture. You don't need to give your kids a dissertation for them to understand what it is to be kind and express gratitude and to be thankful. No, you've got to show it. And when we as parents prioritize kindness as a lifestyle, children catch on fast. They do. And they're willing to jump in. Mama, parenting is a full-time, no-poop job. I can't say the other word because that's not my flavor. I'm just saying. It's tempting, right, to justify distractions with the pressures of multiple work demands. I get it. But none of that counts if your kids don't feel you. They got to know, number one, you mean business. They got to know that they are a priority. And they also have to know that your time is the most powerful currency you offer. And that's what they want. So prioritize your children with purpose. raise more than just good kids, right? It's to raise people capable of changing and impacting the world around them with kindness and a grateful heart. That's the impact that you want for your kiddos, because they're going to have that. That's what you want to leave as a living legacy. And you get to decide by your presence. So get off of autopilot. Show up, speak up, listen more intently, and love intently, unconditionally. Because let me tell you, your kids and the world need it more than ever. It's time that we bring the family back together. It's time we strengthen the family unit within the privacy of our own four walls. We've got to stop tearing each other down and learn how to build each other up. And it starts with raising kids with kind hearts. Go in peace, be present, be incredible, be you. I love you so very much. I cannot wait to see you on the other side. Blessings, hugs, and lots of love. We'll talk to you real soon. Hey, have a glorious weekend. Bye-bye.
Feeling inspired, ready to train for life and love your journey? Visit createyournow.com for more incredible resources to help you along the way. We'll see you next time on Create Your Now, Your Best Selfie. And remember, always be sure you consult your physician before beginning any health and fitness plan.